And welcome to the John Thomas Hill Show. And this is going to be one of those epic rants that is probably going to get me into some trouble. For in some cases, probably will kill any career I possibly might have in network television or anything like that. I am not a fan of reality TV. Now, it's not all completely bad. There was the Osbournes back in 2002, which was quite entertaining. I don't necessarily think that was as reality as you can get, because I think that was always tongue-in-cheek. There was some reality aspects to it, but it was mainly tongue-in-cheek. And in many cases, in my opinion, it really helped a lot of people, I guess you could say, cheered them up after 9/11. And it started in early 2002. But this menace to society, for the most part, started 20 years ago with the original Survivor series, as well as the Big Brother show. But there had been other shows like that before that. It just never became as popular as it's become. And there is a reason why this format has succeeded. And it's not necessarily because it's necessarily as popular as it is, although it is admittedly rather popular to some folks, sad to say. The reason it's popular is that it's cheap to make. You don't necessarily have to employ writers. You don't necessarily have to employ a lot of the people you would normally employ in a regular traditional drama or a sitcom. You're basically you're basically creating situations. That's why a lot of the reality shows are not realistic. First of all, look at your own life for a second. Would you want that to be a reality show? Because mainly, for the most part, most of us, our lives are rather dull and boring. I don't think you'd really want to watch a show about my life. Me doing podcasts, writing, watching TV, going to work, doing other things. Not exactly going to captivate you. I think you would be much rather wanting to watch cricket from the 1930s than to watch me on a regular daily basis. Reality shows go back to, well, almost to the beginning of television, because a reality show is essentially a show that is not necessarily a drama. It's a non-formatted show. Game shows aren't necessarily classified as that. You could say talk shows are sort of like that. But reality shows did become, quote, reality, what we'd know as reality shows, until 1992, when a show on MTV called The Real World came along and subsequently killed that network, in my opinion. For those of us who remember that show from 1992, it was a nice little experiment that unfortunately has wrought something so perverse and awful that, I don't think the creators intended to. Well, then maybe they did. The main reason that they did this was they wanted to have a show that would be entertaining, that they didn't have to write scripts for, that they didn't have to format in a traditional dramatic way and all of this, and they could be controversial at times. And they did push buttons. If for those of you who've watched some Real World, and for a while back in the day, I did watch some of it. It was, to be quite honest, kind of sad. It put there. I remember there was one Real World where they were out in Hawaii, and one of the characters, one of the people out there, I don't call her a character, but she was actually a real person with a real name, was very much an alcoholic. And instead of, trying to get her help, they were using this as a story device, and it's disgusting. It was very disgusting. And after watching that, when they brought back MTV on our cable system years ago, I was like, I need a shower after this. And that pretty much started turning me off against reality TV. Now, like I said, not all bad reality TV is necessarily bad. It's just, it's either really bad or really inane or really stupid. Now, let me separate reality TV from documentaries. Documentaries are a whole different ballgame because you're documenting either a serious issue or a serious event, or you're doing something that is specifically, like with geek fandom, for example, and you cover Dragon Con over the course of 4 days. That's a documentary, which somebody has years ago. Georgia Public Broadcasting did that and did a really good job of it, in my opinion. That was a documentary. You know, doing a reality show on Dragon Con would be following some con goers around and creating situations where there's some conflict, where you might have a fight outside the Metro Cafe between two cosplayers who don't agree with a certain thing. It's just, reality TV is not real, okay? It is not real. It's created stars of people who don't deserve to be stars because they really don't have any other talent than being somewhat good looking or being really, really god-awful behavior. I'm looking at you. Whatever that show was. I can't even think of her name. Well, I mean, the Kardashians, which brought about... Can I be perfectly frank here? I don't buy that Bruce Jenner, or who Bruce Jenner became after the transformation to transgender, I don't buy that he's actually legit transgender. I think he did that because of one simple thing. He got jealous of the fact that his now ex-wife, Kris Jenner, and the Kardashians had all this attention, so he changed into a she to get attention. I don't buy he's actually legitimately transgender. There's your controversial opinion. I don't buy that one bit. I may be wrong, but my gut has a tendency to be right a lot more than it has to be wrong, and I don't think I'm wrong on this case. Now, as other transgenders, I believe them because, hey, you know, if that's the way you feel, that's the way you feel that you should be, and I don't doubt it one bit because, you know, there ain't no such thing as black and white in real life, folks. And I've known that pretty well. But getting back to the subject, it's a lot of reality TV is about catering to the lowest common denominator, which has been the bane of television almost since its beginning, but it's become really worse since competition has become much more prevalent since satellite television really came along in the 90s. And you had more cable systems investing in more original programming and having more. It became to where they needed cheaper programming. And this is what you get. There was a brief revival of game shows, and that kind of went away. And now all of a sudden you've got good old-fashioned reality TV now, which ain't really good, in my humble opinion. I think it's god-awful, frankly. It's a sad statement of a sad state of affairs, unfortunately, because the truth of the matter is we deserve better than for those of us who like television, we deserve better than what we're getting. I had this discussion earlier on my other podcast, one of my other podcasts, and the main reason I said that was that my discussion was. Hang on just a second. It's still available. All right. Never mind. Okay. I was looking at something that I think something popped up on my phone. This ain't a professional show, folks. But here's the thing about reality television. Like I said, it started going to the lowest common denominator. There's so much competition out there. They need to do it cheaply, and thus, that's why you have shows like you do now. I mean, and there is a certain audience for it. You've got the Kardashians, you've got Total Bellas and Total Divas, and you got all these other things on Bravo, which used to be a good channel. Now it's just reality TV, just like A&E used to be a good channel, and now it's just reality junk like live TV and Duck Commander or whatever, whatever they call it. I don't even know. And it's just stupid crap. It's manufactured so-called reality that just skirts around having scriptwriters, having interesting, and it's garbage television. It's poorly shot. And the only reason people watch it is, oh my God, look at it's like watching your neighbors fight. It's living in town or in a city, and your neighbor's getting a little argument, and you got to poke your head out and go, oh, what are they arguing about over there? Or there's some fight outside at 12 o'clock at night, and you're looking, going, what's going on? What's going on? Why are they fighting? Why are they fighting? Or some kind of manufactured drama. It's garbage. And it's a sad statement of fact that people watch this crap. Now, there's some legitimate stuff that's not, I wouldn't call reality, that's not necessarily documentary. It's like, it's how it's made television shows. That's sort of the good reality TV. Like I said, it's not completely bad. And you'll have to excuse me, I've got something, oh jeez. Let me get out there and... shoot. Let's go back. Oh. Sorry about that, folks. We're going to have to end the broadcast. Something's come up. I'll redo this topic another time. Thank